Hi, Grandma Joy here. Let's have fun today looking for rectangles. Wow, what a name. What is a rectangle? Well, it's similar to a square, but it's a little bit different. A rectangle has four sides like a square. 1, 2, 3, 4. But you'll notice they're not all the same. However, all the corners are the same, right? So that's fun. And it's actually a little easier to look for than squares. So what's this? This is a piece of paper. It's a note card. And I wrote on it. A lot of times you'll find things that are rectangles or like a notepad. You can find them around you many places. How about when you have a piece of paper? There you go. That's a rectangle. It's not a square. It would have to be 4 equal sides to be a square, right? About like that. But it's a rectangle. And you might have all sorts of things around you that are rectangle that you enjoy. Like, for instance, I have some photographs in frames, and they're rectangles. So the edge of the photograph is a rectangle, and so is the frame. Look at that. That's when I was very young. And that was my aunt who was teaching me how to swim, because it's not safe to be around a pool unless you can swim, right? So there's a rectangle frame. And actually, there's the rectangle on the outside and the rectangle here. You could see another one of those when I was a little older. So here's another rectangle set with a photograph, right? There you have it. That's fun. And then there's things that you probably enjoy, like books, right? Most books are rectangles. Every once in a while, one's a square. But even though this looks sort of like a square, it's not exactly. It's a rectangle because it's a little bit bigger from here to here than it is from the top to the bottom. So some books are obviously more rectangles, right? We have that rectangle, and I could show you these books because I read them in other YouTube videos if you want to look at them. So those are some books I wrote, and those are fun. But all your favorite books will probably be rectangles too. You can check and look, but rectangles are a favorite size, right? And there's other things that are rectangles that are very common, like boxes. Some boxes are square, but a lot of boxes are rectangles, right? You can see lots of different rectangles because here's a rectangle on the top, but there's also this smaller rectangle. There's this rectangle, right? So you get a lot of different rectangles with boxes. How about this? Does this look like a rectangle? Yeah, it is. There's a rectangle. And how about this? This is like a gift box. Gift boxes are always fun to get, though they're more fun to get if they're all wrapped up in pretty paper. But there you have a rectangle with 4 sides at the top, side, the bottom, the other side. And if you look at this end, that's actually a rectangle too, right? And you might even have a fancy box to keep fancy things in that you like this. This is a rectangle. And look, if I look at the top, it's a rectangle. And if I look at the end, isn't that pretty? It's a rectangle too. And you might have something that you use in the bathroom, like a piece of soap. Soap is often a rectangle. And you might have things you use like a ruler. Rulers are often rectangles, but look at how long that rectangle is, right? But still, it's got two sides here and a side up here and a side down here. So that's still a rectangle. And what about this one? Maybe I can't keep this all on here at the same time because it's a really long yardstick. But it still has four sides and it's a rectangle. So there are all sorts of fun things, and you can find them probably in your kitchen cupboard. You'll see boxes of your favorite things and food that might be rectangles too. And if you look behind me, you'll see that all of these, each one side, another side, 3, 4, that's a rectangle. Look at all the rectangles along here. And I'm even wearing rectangles today. So if you look at the rectangles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, different rectangles, right? Isn't that fun? So you might see rectangles all sorts of places. Maybe people you like are wearing something with a rectangle, or you find something in some room where you go, and you can just enjoy having fun looking for them and saying, what do I see today? Can I find rectangles? And that's a fun word as well as a fun shape, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So until next time, I will be saying goodbye. And I hope you have a nice time looking for rectangles.